Hey everybody!
She's a killer queen, got bad integrity, dynamite with a laser beam, bouncy, bouncy, blow your mind.
Hey everybody out there, we got a little bit of Queen starting us out about blowing your mind, because what I'm going to talk to you today is going to blow your mind, or it's going to help you be a mind-blowing actor. But first, hey, Ashley's here. Hi. First, let me introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. Hi, Oscar. Oscar's here. Great. Awesome. One of our filmmakers around here. So my name is Julianne Liddy, and I am the creator of Actors in Action Professional Acting Conservatory, where we train actors to have a fail-proof acting process so they can do their very best under any kind of pressure at any callback or booking or audition. And it's really cool we've got going on here. We have a really succinct, great technique that gets you into your instincts, helps you be magnetic and fantastic. Michelle's here. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. Today we're going to be talking about verbs, playing verbs. So this is the secret sauce of my technique, the Liddy technique, which I teach in Actors in Action, which is a cumulation of a bunch of other techniques that I've learned over my 30 years of professional acting. I was trained at DePaul University at the Goodman School of Theater there, at the theater school, and I learned a lot of stuff about some Grotowski, a lot about Stanislavski. I studied with a woman whose father studied with Stanislavski, which was pretty cool. We did a bunch of sense memory stuff. We did a bunch of emotional preparation and things like that. So there I did a lot of Stanislavski. I did some other, just Grotowski, other stuff too. I also did some Meisner. I've studied in LA with Meisner. I've studied all over the place. And what I've done is I've drawn what I found to be the very best and most effective ways to go about training an actor and learning how to act. And my pinnacle, the pinnacle of my classes and my training, my technique, is playing verbs. It's really what it's about. And this is a Stanislavski idea. Stanislavski was a great acting teacher in Moscow in the 1800s. He was the granddaddy of modern acting, basically. Meisner came from him, Stella Adler, Lee Strasberg. They all pulled from his basic philosophy of acting. And what he did is he took this habit of actors acting very histrionically, very like over the top, sort of operatically. He looked at that and said, that's not going to cut it. I want people to be live and real, like real human beings. So he figured out this technique. And one thing he really worked on was verbs. So let's dive into verbs. I love verbs. Verbs are action words, as you know. In acting, we use action verbs. So these are verbs we can do to somebody, and we can grammatically test them to see if it's going to work. It's got to be I blank you. I tickle you, I lead you, I accompany you, I seduce you. You can't apologize anybody, I apologize you, or I reminisce you. Can't really do that as well. So we're going to be doing stuff when we play verbs. The idea is we play a verb, which is just a behavior, or some people call them actions. We play a verb to our partner to get what we want from them. Because in acting is taking action against an obstacle to get what you want, which creates conflict. And you do this in an imaginary circumstance, which is the difficult part. Every day, we all are instinctual. We all take action against obstacles to get what we want. Sometimes there's not obstacles in life, but that is regular, normal human behavior. Truly good actors can be real people, but they just happen to be an imaginary circumstance. So if you see an actor who's a really good actor, who like is acting and faking, that's not what we're going for here. What we're going for is a real person in an imaginary circumstance, so it looks real. So let's dive into this. I've got a great thing for you. If you are near a computer, you may want to go ahead and download this quickly. Let me just refresh my page here. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be giving you a verb list. So these are all the verb lists that I do in my classes. And having a technical issue right here. Here we go. Here's the link. So this is going to take you to my website, where you can also sign up for our newsletter. You can sign up for our blog posts, which are really great. But this is going to take you to a page on our website that has a verb list. It's going to have a super simple verb list, which is right here. It's 2 pages long, and it's got very simple, direct, easy to play verbs. And then we have a 10-page complete verb list, which has got all kinds of crazy Shakespearean and fantastic verbs. Let's start with this one. So these are divided up into tiers. Tier 1, Tier 2, up to Tier 5. The simplest, most playable, most physical verbs first, like to aid, to baby, to calm, to circle, to clasp, to feed, to fix. These are all really, really physical and very, very playable. We start with these because playing verbs can be tricky, and if you can learn how to play the simple ones very physically at first, you're really going to be able to do this and master this. Let's pick one from here that's very simple. Let's do to measure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure you. And when we play verbs, we want to use our voice as well. So we're going to just pick a line of text. We're going to use to be or not to be. That is a question. Most actors know that. So I am going to do a couple of things with this. When I measure, I'm going to be measuring you. My intention is going to be directly on you like an invisible thread from my head to yours. My intention is to make you feel measured. Whatever verb I'm using, I want you to experience that. I don't have direct control over if you're going to experience exactly that, but I can affect you emotionally, move you emotionally. So my goal, my objective, is to make you feel measured. So I'm going to play this verb physically and emotionally. So I'm going to do it to you. I'm going to measure you emotionally and physically. I'm not just going to measure you like this, just physically, but I'm going to put some emotional intent into that. So I'm seeing how big you are. Let me do that. So that's the second thing I do. The third thing I do is I'm going to check to see if you feel measured. And that's just another way of listening. I can't believe I'm giving away all my trade secrets on this. This is so funny. This is like what we do in my class all the time, and it's magical. But I am, because I want you guys to be fabulous actors. So let's measure. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, first I'm going to sneeze. Wait for it, wait for it. Sorry. I'm going to measure you. So I'm going to go to be or not to be. That is the question. So did you feel anything when I did that? I'm doing that to you. I know I can't actually see you right now, but I know there's people watching, and there will be more people watching. So I am affecting you emotionally. Hopefully you felt something, because my energy was going into you. In Liddy technique, we call that behavioral dynamics. It's my energy going into you and changing you. It's what we do naturally in everyday life. We just learn how to harness that for our acting. Let's do another verb. Let's do to pin. I'm going to pin you, like pin you down. All right, you ready? So here we go. To be or not to be. That is the question. All right, did you feel that? So I'm putting my energy into you. Even works over the screen, which of course it does actually, because the camera eats this up. The camera loves action, behavioral dynamics. It reads it. And the audience, if you're doing stage, the audience reads that too. So it's something that just happens with the molecules. It's going to change everything and it's going to affect people. Let's do one more. Let's do one more verb. I'm going to relax you. You ready for this? Okay, so, and notice I put it into my voice. I don't just say to be or not to be. That is the question. I'm trying to relax you. But I put it into my voice like this. Here we go. So, to be or not to be. That is the question. Hopefully you felt that. So my objective is to relax you when I'm playing to relax. And we'll talk quickly about behavior. Behavior is the only thing that we can control as human beings in this life, our own behavior. We can't really control our emotions. We can't really control our thoughts as far as like initial thoughts that come up. We can't control those. We can control what we do with our thoughts, but the impulses, of the thoughts we can't really control. We cannot control the behavior of other people. We cannot certainly control their emotions or their thoughts. So the only thing that we can control in life is our own behavior. So if we approach acting behaviorally, we're going to have these handholds that we can pick and hold on to and make choices with that are going to help us with get into the moment of the scene more and affect our partner more. So think about that. That's a really, really handy thing to have to do. Now, eventually, once you learn how to play verbs really well, I was doing them kind of big at first. Eventually, you can do them very subtly, like to relax, to be, or not to be. That is the question. So that's like film playing verbs. That's when you're doing film work. You're very subtle. You're doing it very relaxed and very, very subtly. And like I said, the camera eats it up. So what else was I going to say about verbs? So with verbs, we can talk more about this. Verbs, what you're going to do is you're going to pick verbs to play in your scene work. And you're going to practice those verbs. You're going to learn how to affect your partner through your behavior with playing verbs. You're going to do this and practice that, but then when it comes down to the actual audition or shoot or performance on stage, you're going to let go of everything. And because you've done this back work, you're automatically going to be in the moment and be able to really connect with people and to really move them. And your performance will be amazing. It will be instinctive. It will be theatrical in the best of ways. It will be connected. It will be subtle. It will be incredibly amazing and magnetic. It's really, really cool. If you want to know more about how to play verbs, you can contact me at my website, actorsinactionclass.com. I do online coaching, one-on-one coaching. I coach people in LA and back east, all around here. And then also you can just, there's different things on my website that'll teach you a little bit more about playing verbs. But it's really incredible. It's an incredible technique to have. And with Actors in Action, we've really taken it to a point of finessing. It's really fantastic. Two things before we go. One is watch Jennifer Lawrence because she is amazing at playing verbs. I don't know if she knows she's playing verbs because we know she's never been to an acting class, she says, which I believe her, but she talks about behavior and that she understands behaviors. And that's all verb playing is understanding behavior and the language of that. There's that. And then I wanted to give a little shout out for our next Facebook Live, which will be next week. We're going to be having my student Amy Arburn, who has graduated and moved to LA, talk to us about how it feels to book a pilot, because she just booked a pilot, which I'm so excited for her. She's only been in LA for a year, and she's already doing really well. And she's going to talk about playing verbs and how that really helped her to get this pilot, which is really, really thrilling. So we're going to do that. And there was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember it now. Oh, yes. So I just got word today that another one of my advanced students is moving to LA. So that makes 5 students that are LA bound or in LA of my advanced students, which breaks my heart because I love having them around, but makes me so happy because I know they're really, really ready for this. They're ready for a major market. They're ready to go and do great work. Clearly, I mean, Amy just booked something fabulous and she's been working since she got there. So that's it. If anybody has any questions, wants to know more about verbs, please let me know. I would love to share this magic secret of acting with you. Have a wonderful day. Let's get back to Queen and hear a little bit more about Killer Queen and how she is, she blows your mind. Here we go.